What if the names you've always associated with power, success, and influence are now tied to some of the darkest allegations to ever shake Hollywood? The FBI has dropped a bombshell report naming none other than Jay-Z and Beyonce as key abusers tied to events at Diddy's infamous parties. Yes, you heard that right. The very couple hailed as royalty in the music industry is now under scrutiny, raising questions that could redefine their legacies forever. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is a story with years of secrets, alleged abuses, and a web of connections that the FBI is finally untangling. What exactly happened at these gatherings, and how did two of the most powerful figures in music get caught in this storm? As shocking evidence leaks and witness testimonies surface, the line between celebrity privilege and justice is being tested. Stay with us as we unravel the details of the FBI's explosive findings, dig into Diddy's controversial events, and break down the allegations that have sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. You won't want to miss a single revelation as we expose what's really going on behind closed doors.
It is a new hour here on Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening. Jay-Z is being accused of raping a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated Combs raped the minor while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Carter was named as Celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay-Z did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges. The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit.
The explosive FBI report, a game-changing revelation. The FBI's recently unveiled report has ignited a firestorm in the entertainment industry, exposing shocking allegations involving some of the most influential figures in music. The report alleges that Jay-Z and Beyonce, iconic for their unmatched success and cultural influence, are connected to abusive behaviors at Diddy's controversial parties. For years, whispers of misconduct surrounded these exclusive gatherings, but now federal authorities have stepped in with what appears to be substantive evidence that could shatter the carefully crafted images of these stars. What makes these revelations so explosive is the stature of those named. Jay-Z and Beyonce are more than just artists. They are symbols of power, resilience, and inspiration for millions. To see their names tied to such grave allegations has sent ripples of disbelief and outrage through their fan base and beyond. The FBI report outlines specific incidents and decisions that allegedly implicate the couple, casting a shadow on their reputations, and raising serious questions about what transpired behind closed doors at Diddy's infamous gatherings. The accusations don't just target individual actions, but suggest a broader culture of complicity and silence within Hollywood's elite. This isn't just about two megastars. It's about an ecosystem where abuse and exploitation have been allowed to flourish, shielded by wealth, influence, and NDAs. The FBI's findings have brought these issues into the light, forcing an industry-wide reckoning. For Jay-Z and Beyonce, the stakes couldn't be higher. Their fans are left grappling with a devastating possibility. Could their idols, once seen as champions of empowerment, have played a part in such darkness? As the investigation deepens and more details emerge, the entertainment world waits with bated breath, knowing that these revelations could forever alter the legacies of not just Jay-Z and Beyonce, but the entire industry.
Feds found secret tape recordings in Diddy's homes. Diddy appears to be a voyeur that likes to spy on people on his hidden cameras, which are wired in secret places all over his mansions. Little Rod's lawsuit revealed that Mr. Combs had hidden cameras in every single room of his home, including in the bathrooms and shower heads. The evidence revealed that Diddy had recordings of several celebrities and artists engaging in illegal activity. These individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person who has attended his freak-off parties, so the entire hip-hop industry could implode before our very eyes as the feds review the evidence. It was revealed that Diddy allegedly has freak-off footage of Beyonce.
Diddy's controversial parties are at the heart of these allegations, described in the report as environments rife with manipulation and exploitation. These gatherings, attended by the music industry's elite, are now being reframed as sites of systemic abuse. As investigators dig deeper, the industry braces itself for more names and details to surface, promising to shake the foundations of Hollywood's untouchable elite. Inside Diddy's parties, secrets exposed. Diddy's parties have long been shrouded in mystery, celebrated as extravagant spectacles of wealth and status. But recent FBI findings suggest a much darker side to these events. Attendees have described an atmosphere where power dynamics were exploited, with some individuals allegedly coerced into compromising situations. The lavish settings masked what authorities now claim were calculated manipulations. The FBI's investigation has spotlighted key individuals tied to these gatherings, revealing a network of enablers and participants. Reports indicate that these events were orchestrated with the intent of ensuring secrecy, often involving non-disclosure agreements and other legal mechanisms. For years, these precautions kept the darker truths buried, but the leaks have turned the tide.
Beyonce and Jay-Z are allegedly connected to Diddy's crimes. Jay-Z and Beyonce were very close to Diddy, and many fans believe they knew about his crimes all along. Jay and Beyonce recently lost 4 million followers each on social media. This is because of theories that Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Diddy are connected to the mysterious unalivings of Aaliyah, Lisa Lopes, and Michael Jackson. Fans even pointed out how celebrities like Adele, Lizzo, and Britney Spears praised Beyonce for no reason in the past. Fans believe Beyonce is the leader of a secret organization that controls the music industry. Artists are scared of Beyonce, and they shout her out in their acceptance speeches so she doesn't ruin their careers. But Diddy, Beyonce, and Jay-Z were all born on the 4th of a month, and Aaliyah, Lisa Lopes, and Michael Jackson all passed away on the 25th. But no one has confirmed if Jay-Z and Beyonce committed crimes with Diddy, and they are innocent until proven guilty.
Jay-Z's alleged role, the FBI's focus. Among the revelations in the FBI's report, Jay-Z's alleged actions stand out. Specific claims against the rapper suggest a level of involvement that has shocked fans and industry insiders alike. Investigators are scrutinizing instances where Jay-Z was reportedly present at Diddy's events and allegedly engaged in behaviors that crossed legal and ethical boundaries. Leaked evidence has added fuel to the fire, with some suggesting that Jay-Z's close ties to Diddy placed him at the center of these events. Witness testimonies and recordings are said to provide a clearer picture of his role, though the full scope of the allegations remains under wraps. These developments have cast a shadow over his otherwise celebrated career.
So for now, the plaintiff has filed as a Jane Doe, keeping her identity as a secret. Jay-Z's legal team has filed a flurry of legal paperwork calling for her to be unmasked so that Jay-Z can face his accuser on an even playing field. We'll see how that shakes out. I actually dedicated a whole other sidebar to that. But for now, we don't know her name. Now, I will say, it is interesting, as we're talking about how close Jay-Z and Sean Combs are, or were, because based on the recent filings from Jay-Z's legal team in response to this lawsuit, there seems to be, arguably, a distancing of Jay-Z from Sean Combs. Why do I say that? Because, for instance, in Jay-Z's effort to say that Jane Doe should not remain anonymous, they address the argument from Jane Doe where she says, look, I can't reveal my name for security reasons, that Combs has engaged in threats of violence in the past, that if I reveal who I am, I could be in danger. Okay, Jay-Z responds to that by saying, or his counsel responds to that by saying the following. Plaintiff's counsel stresses that other alleged victims he represents have stated that Mr. Combs made threats of violence against them or against the client's family members if the client disclosed to anyone the facts of the sexual assaults. But there is certainly no allegation that Carter ever threatened to harm plaintiff, nor could he, as he has no idea who she is. Or how about this? Those cases concerned Combs, who is under indictment and detained following a raft of criminal and civil allegations against him. But plaintiff has now sought to sully the reputation of Mr. Carter, who has never been accused of misconduct in his 37 adult years. So you're seeing that distancing in a way, at least that's what I saw.
Beyonce's involvement, speculations, and allegations. The inclusion of Beyonce's name in the FBI report has ignited widespread debate. Allegations against the pop icon suggest that she was present at events where abusive behaviors allegedly took place. While specifics remain scarce, the suggestion of her involvement has polarized fans and industry insiders, many of whom are struggling to reconcile these claims with her public image. Have been a mix of disbelief and outrage. Beyonce's carefully curated persona as a feminist and advocate for empowerment contrasts sharply with these allegations. Some supporters argue that the accusations lack substance, while critics demand transparency and accountability. This divide highlights the challenges of addressing such high-stakes controversies. Diddy's central role, a nexus of controversy. Diddy's history of controversy has long made him a focal point of criticism, but the FBI report elevates these concerns to a new level. The mogul's parties are described as environments where power was abused and individuals were allegedly exploited. This investigation is not just about isolated incidents, but a pattern of behavior that implicates him and others in his circle.
Or from music mogul to an inmate, Sean Diddy Combs is denied bail on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering.
TMZ has been following this case for months now, and Charles Lati-Baudier is joining us to dive deeper into what is happening. Charles, I mean, shocking is an understatement when you hear the details of this case. What are your thoughts after hearing the indictment yesterday?
Good morning, Brian and Natalie. I got to tell you, my thoughts reading the 14-page indictment yesterday were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And certainly if you were involved, you would get a call because they're going to want to know everything you want to know and may even want you to be a witness. I just think, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case.
The allegations against Diddy are bolstered by testimonies and evidence that suggest he created a culture of silence. His close relationships with influential figures like Jay-Z and Beyonce add another layer of complexity, as their alleged involvement ties into a broader narrative of complicity. These connections are now under intense scrutiny. The mechanics of the FBI investigation. The FBI's probe into Diddy's parties is one of the most extensive investigations into Hollywood's elite. Agents have reportedly combed through years of evidence, including video recordings, financial records, and testimonies. The aim is to build a comprehensive case that exposes not just individual incidents, but systemic patterns of abuse and cover-ups. Federal investigators have relied on cutting-edge technology and whistleblower accounts to uncover the truth. Hidden recordings from Diddy's events have played a pivotal role, offering a glimpse into the dynamics at play. These tapes, allegedly collected to exert control over attendees, are now central to the case against those implicated.
Celebrities like Paris Hilton, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kim Kardashian, and Chris Brown were among those photographed at the white parties, which ran from the years of 1990s to the 2000s. Jennifer Lopez and her management team is said to be on a high alert in case she gets dragged into any of the ongoing criminal investigations against Sean Diddy Combs, who was once, remember, her long-time boyfriend. Insiders have now claimed that the vocalist's team had discussions about whether she should make some public clarifications for being arrested with the rapper back on December 27th of 1999. And as the singer was dating Sean Diddy Combs during those days, she was taken into custody because a gun was found inside his car that they used to escape from the shooting scene. While Jennifer Lopez was let out shortly after, with cops clearing her of any involvement in the criminal activity, her romance partner and his bodyguard Anthony Wolf-Jones were charged with this crime.
To get to the latest on Combs, his children speaking out overnight, and another accuser has come forward. Aaron Katursky has been tracking all this for us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried are sharing a dormitory-style unit in protective custody in jail. Strange bedfellows in jail. And now his children this morning are speaking out. This morning, the children of Sean Diddy Combs are speaking out for the first time since their father's arrest last week. 4 of Combs' 7 children writing on Instagram, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. A 60-page unverified book published earlier this month claimed to be the collection of diaries of Porter, who died at the age of 47 in 2018. The children, who don't mention their father's arrest in the statement, go on to write, "Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories."
Despite the evidence, the investigation faces significant challenges. The influence and resources of the accused parties make it difficult to gather unfiltered testimonies. Additionally, the culture of fear and loyalty in the entertainment industry has complicated efforts to bring more witnesses forward. Nevertheless, the FBI remains committed to uncovering the truth. Public and industry reactions. The leaked FBI report has sparked a firestorm of reactions across social media and traditional media platforms. Hashtags related to the allegations have trended for days, with fans and critics alike voicing their opinions. Memes, debates, and calls for accountability dominate the discourse, reflecting the story's cultural impact. Celebrities have responded in various ways, from outright statements of support for the investigation to conspicuous silence. This silence, particularly from those close to the accused, has fueled speculation and criticism. Media outlets, meanwhile, have taken different approaches, with some focusing on the salacious details and others examining the systemic issues the case highlights.
Sean Diddy Combs is locked up in a federal jail that has been plagued by harsh conditions and violence. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years. An inmate was stabbed to death in July, and several others have died by suicide. It's these reasons, among others, that Combs' lawyers are fighting to get him out of there. They want him released on bail rather than being kept in jail while he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. Combs is just the latest high-profile defendant to be locked up at MDC Brooklyn. Before him, there were R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried. Maxwell complained about her treatment at the facility, which included round-the-clock checks in the wake of her associate Jeffrey Epstein's jail suicide. A few years ago, a week-long power outage in the dead of winter left detainees in drab, cold conditions. Judges have also raised alarms. They've pressed the Bureau of Prisons for status updates and implored the agency to fix things. One judge even refused to send some defendants to the jail. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's the highest-profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth.
Hey, I'm Hallie, and tonight we are learning in just the last few minutes that a federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, He's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds. This is Combs in court after prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of sex crimes dating back to 2009. As we're just getting in some new and deeply disturbing details about the allegations against him and what looks like a massive criminal operation, allegedly. At least 50 victims and witnesses so far. And at the center of it, these hours and days-long sex acts known as, in their words, freak-offs that Combs supposedly orchestrated to abuse his victims.
The public divide is stark. While some continue to support Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy, others demand transparency and justice. This polarization underscores the broader societal challenges of addressing allegations against powerful figures, as loyalty and skepticism often cloud the path to accountability. Patterns of power and silence in Hollywood. The allegations against Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy are part of a larger pattern in Hollywood, where power dynamics often shield influential figures from scrutiny. Non-disclosure agreements, financial settlements, and other tactics have long been used to silence victims and protect reputations. The FBI report is a stark reminder of these systemic issues. High-profile cases in recent years have highlighted the pervasiveness of abuse and the culture of complicity that enables it. The entertainment industry's reliance on image management has created an environment where speaking out is both difficult and risky. Advocacy groups have pushed for change, but progress remains slow.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us CEO chief legal correspondent Ellie Honig. Elizabeth, you were a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private over the course of the last couple of months. That video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week.
Disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, once known for his lavish lifestyle and living large in his multi-million-dollar mansions, has a new home as he awaits trial in his federal sex trafficking case. Last week, the Bad Boy Founder's defense team unsuccessfully fought to keep the music producer out of federal jail after his arrest. Now his new digs once house other high-profile inmates, including R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Diddy is currently housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a stark difference from the glitz, glamour, and wealth in Hollywood and Star Island in Miami Beach, Florida. But MDC Brooklyn has been described as hell on earth, with horrifying conditions. The facility, which now houses Diddy, opened in the early 90s and is the only federal jail in New York City after the Bureau of Prisons closed its Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2021 after many issues came to light in the wake of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide just 2 years earlier.
The current investigation could be a turning point. By exposing the mechanisms of power and silence, it has the potential to inspire broader reforms. Whether this leads to meaningful accountability or becomes another chapter in Hollywood's history of scandal remains to be seen. Fallout for Jay-Z and Beyonce, reputations on the line. The allegations pose a serious threat to Jay-Z and Beyonce's carefully crafted public images. For years, they have been celebrated as symbols of success and influence. Now these claims risk tarnishing their legacies as fans and critics reassess their actions and associations. Their business ventures and endorsements are also at stake. Companies and collaborators may distance themselves to avoid association with controversy. The impact on their financial empire could be significant as trust in their brand diminishes.
We are learning in just the last few minutes that a federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds. This is Combs in court after prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of sex crimes dating back to 2009. As we're just getting in some new and deeply disturbing details about the allegations against him and what looks like a massive criminal operation, allegedly. At least 50 victims and witnesses so far. And at the center of it, these hours and days-long sex acts known as, in their words, freak-offs that Combs supposedly orchestrated to abuse his victims.
Sean Diddy Combs is locked up in a federal jail that has been plagued by harsh conditions and violence. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years. An inmate was stabbed to death in July, and several others have died by suicide. It's these reasons, among others, that Combs' lawyers are fighting to get him out of there. They want him released on bail rather than being kept in jail while he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. Combs is just the latest high-profile defendant to be locked up at MDC Brooklyn. Before him, there were R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried. Maxwell complained about her treatment at the facility, which included round-the-clock checks in the wake of her associate Jeffrey Epstein's jail suicide. A few years ago, a week-long power outage in the dead of winter left detainees in drab, cold conditions. Judges have also raised alarms. They've pressed the Bureau of Prisons for status updates and implored the agency to fix things. One judge even refused to send some defendants to the jail. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's the highest profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth.
Deeply polarized. While some remain loyal, others have called for accountability and transparency. This divide highlights the broader challenges of addressing abuse allegations in a culture that often prioritizes celebrity over justice. The road ahead, legal and cultural implications. As the FBI investigation unfolds, its implications extend beyond the individuals involved. The case could set new legal precedents, particularly in how powerful figures are held accountable. The potential for charges or settlements looms large, and the industry is bracing for the fallout. The cultural impact is equally significant. This case has reignited conversations about power, abuse, and accountability in Hollywood. Fans and activists are demanding systemic change, pushing the industry to confront its flaws. Whether this investigation leads to meaningful reform or fades into the background will depend on the actions of those involved. For Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy, and the broader entertainment world, the stakes have never been higher.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs.
Diddy is here in New York, in Manhattan. He apparently came here in anticipation that something like this might happen. What should we understand about what that might mean? It could very well be that this is a federal arrest being processed here in New York.
So, Abby, there are some important things we do not know, including the specific charges that have been lodged against Sean Combs. But there are some really important things we do know. First of all, based on the attorney's statement, based on our reporting, this is a federal prosecution. It's not a state prosecution. The fact that he's being processed in Manhattan tells me that's the Southern District of New York. That's consistent with the reporting that the Southern District of New York had been handling this case. That's the office I used to work at. That's an office that sort of specializes in high stakes cases. Just in the last year or so, Southern District of New York, just as an example, has successfully prosecuted Sam Bankman-Fried, Senator Robert Menendez. The other thing that we do know is a grand jury has indicted Sean Combs, meaning they found probable cause that he committed at least one federal crime. Now, as to what happens next, there will be, likely tomorrow or within the next couple days, but usually in the SDNY, you try to do it the next day, there will be an arraignment, meaning Sean Combs will appear in court with his lawyers. There are no cameras in federal court. He will be advised of the charges against him, and he will almost certainly enter a not guilty plea. But the key thing to watch for is then we'll have the question of bail. Will prosecutors agree to let him out on bail? Will prosecutors ask the judge to lock him up pending trial? That could end up in a contentious argument. So these are things that are going to play out over the next 24 or 48 hours.
And there you have it, the shocking revelations from the FBI's report that have rocked Hollywood to its core. From the allegations against Jay-Z and Beyonce to the disturbing details of Diddy's infamous parties, this story has left us all questioning what we thought we knew about the music industry's biggest stars. As more evidence emerges and the investigation deepens, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will justice prevail? Or will this just be another chapter in Hollywood's long history of secrets and cover-ups? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over, and we'll be here to bring you every twist and turn.
Celebrities like Paris Hilton, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kim Kardashian and Chris Brown were among those photographed at the white parties which ran from the years of 1990s to the 2000s. Jennifer Lopez and her management team is said to be on a high alert in case she gets dragged into any of the ongoing criminal investigations against Sean Diddy Combs, who was once, remember, her long-time boyfriend. Insiders have now claimed that the vocalist's team had discussions about whether she should make some public clarifications for being arrested with the rapper back on December 27th of 1999. And as the singer was dating Sean Diddy Combs during those days, she was taken into custody because a gun was found inside his car that they used to escape from the shooting scene. While Jennifer Lopez was let out shortly after, with cops clearing her of any involvement in the criminal activity, her romance partner and his bodyguard Anthony Wolves-Jones were charged with this crime.
To get to the latest on Combs, his children speaking out overnight, and another accuser has come forward. Aaron Katersky has been tracking all this for us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried are sharing a dormitory-style unit in protective custody in jail, strange bedfellows in jail. And now his children this morning are speaking out. This morning, the children of Sean Diddy Combs are speaking out for the first time since their father's arrest last week. 4 of Combs' 7 children writing on Instagram, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves." A 60-page unverified book published earlier this month claimed to be the collection of diaries of Porter, who died at the age of 47 in 2018. The children, who don't mention their father's arrest in the statement, go on to write, "Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories."
If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates on this unfolding saga. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with more eye-opening stories.